Very excited. I appreciate you having me here first of all.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's a pleasure. So, just to introduce my dude here, this is Jwells. I seen him rock out here. He's one of the best DJs I've seen at Culture Sundays. He kills it at San Jose Barbell on Tuesdays. I seen he puts on a show musically and just through his performance. So when I reached out to him, I said, hey, I want to have you on the show. I want to, the whole thing of this is part of the culture. So I like the fashion culture. I like the music culture. So this is Jwells. I'm JD, and this is a part of the Culture podcast. Welcome, man.
I appreciate you for having me, man. This is really exciting for me, man. Really excited. This is a really dope setup. I've admired from a distance with your hustle, man. Like I was telling your homie, like outside, like when somebody follows the same people you follow that inspire you, you kind of like see from a distance, like, oh shit, this guy is about his stuff. And then I seen you go to like certain seminars, and I seen your books and stuff, and I was like, you know what, like, there's people who talk about it, there's people who's actually doing it. So like, I respect your hustle, man. I appreciate you having me on this.
Nah, I respect that. Thank you. Yeah, I think action. I'm really about that action. That's kind of what I've always used my whole life to separate me. Even my girl will say like, hey, can you clean the house? And I'll never say like, yes, I'll clean the house. I say if I clean the house, I clean the house. If I don't, I don't. But I'll never speak on it. I'll always either do it or not do it. I'm not really one to speak on something.
That's powerful. That's powerful. I like that.
And it keeps me out of trouble.
Facts.
You could never say you said that you were gonna do that. I was like, nah, I don't speak. I don't talk like that. Either I do it or I don't.
That's funny. I like that. That's pretty dope.
So, man, we can get right into it, man. So, you're a DJ.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what else you do musically. It's kind of the same for him. For me, watching this guy, I seen him, just his whole performance and his whole vibe and just how he puts himself out there. He always looks out for his homies. He always cares about the community. But he's still entertaining. He'll still roast you. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to kind of get him on the show. But so what is let's just start with the beginning. How'd you get into DJing and music and stuff?
Well, from like the very, very beginning, like a typical black family, I was growing up in church. Grandma,
hallelujah.
My grandfather's a pastor.
That's great.
Grandmother's a missionary first lady. So growing to church every Sunday, watching the drummers, it kind of like caught my eye at first. You know what I mean? And then I feel like playing the drums in a black church is kind of like playing football in a high school. Like it's like you got the freshman year, you got the JV, you got varsity. So like I used to be a freshman for so long, like. Yo, I'm trying to get on. And
so you can play the drums?
Yeah, I play the drums live. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So I tried to get on for so long, and that was like my first love. And finally, I got able to just like to be like the head drummer at my church.
That's
dope.
That
was my first love.
How do they at a church? How do they tell you you're the head drummer? Is like they bring you out some like?
Well, I mean, eventually everybody gets kind of old. And that's what I say. It's kind of like a high school. Like it's not like.
He won by default. I'm over here thinking that's the most inspirational. He worked hard every Sunday.
No, it's like
nah, brother John got old.
Drumming in the church is like high school. Like eventually, like that one dude who's 24, he gets a family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He got to take his job seriously. He moves on, and then kind of like the next guy steps up, and that's kind of how I got it. It wasn't like. Yeah, I didn't like wake up one day and become better than the guy who was better than me.
Better than brother John.
No, it didn't happen.
Nah, that's hilarious. So how does going from a church drummer lead into the Jwells that we see rocking shows and going on world tours?
I say everything in life leads you to where you're supposed to be. So I say that to say, playing drums in church, to watching my auntie play the piano, to like that catching my ear, to now like learning how to play the piano on my own. I'm not saying I'm great. I'm not like saying, but I can play Rippin' in the Sky. I can play certain songs.
Yeah.
I can play the piano sufficiently enough to where I can produce music.
Okay.
So within that, like I stopped producing music. We were producing music in high school for a couple of artists. Wasn't making the money that we thought we were supposed to be making.
Yeah.
Situation happened. You look up and you see a song out and you go, what the fuck, we produced that type of situation.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell out of love with the production of the game.
For sure.
Within that, I moved back to San Jose and ran into my cousin who I was always close with, and he was dancing at the time. Martial arts dancing, West Coast like martial arts, Taekwondo and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Started a dance crew, and like literally 3 weeks into dancing, we had an opening up for Soulja Boy when he performed, like, I forgot where it was at. Like,
really?
Big Draco. Yeah,
Big Draco.
Oh, here's like a full circle.
Soulja Boy?
Real talk, that's hecka funny.
The man that roasted Drake?
That's funny. do that in full circle right now, but yeah. So we had a show we opened up for him. I had a dance crew called High Def, and that kind of got me into my love for music overall.
Okay.
Because once you start dancing, you start listening to different, you know, rhythms.
Yeah.
Like you start listening to different patterns.
Hold on. We gotta. How did the show with Soulja Boy go?
Oh my gosh, I fucked up that. Like I was good the first like 8 counts.
Yeah.
And then I looked over, which they always tell you never look over.
Yeah.
Because when you look over, you lose a count. Yeah, you lose a count. And I looked and I was like, fuck, don't do it. And then I spun like 2 seconds later than them. But my section was only like 15 seconds.
Okay.
So I was good for like 10 seconds.
Did Soulja Boy say anything after, like, Brassy?
Nah. I didn't even meet him that show.
Brother.
I didn't even meet him that show. I was just happy to be on stage.
That's tight.
And then we went to McCormick and Schmidt afterwards. I always remember that.
That's crazy. So you do this show, you're in the dance crew, then kind of let's go through the development.
So dancing, everything is going kind of cool. Learning how to do stuff, and then being a nice person, somebody hits me, I'm not gonna like give her that much clout.
Yeah.
She wanted to do an interview for her project for high school, LA State, like her final project or whatever. Knew I was dancing, knew I was working for the YMCA, like it was like a good story. Like this guy in the community is teaching, da 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 da. So within this like shoot, I'm learning how to do front flips in practice.
Yeah.
And I had already landed like 2 like on grass, no help, like doing it. I'm juiced about this shit, right? And
this
they're
is
telling
already,
me,
I can tell you, this is just already getting funny.
Yeah, it's all bad. Like, they're like telling me like, nah, Jwells, don't do it, Jwells, da da da. I was like, bro, I can do it. I just did it on the grass of that. So they gave me this padding. In their mind, it was padding. It was like a kicking pad.
Yeah.
So she's taking pictures of me doing all these front flips, and I'm not landing it, whatever. So they give you this padding to jump a little higher. I'm not realizing this padding, like the way they put it, is gonna launch me, not like just like something to jump off of. And this bitch launched me to where I did a front flip and a half.
Oh.
She snaps the picture. I try to land it, and I'm duck footed as is. So my foot hit the ground and my knee hit the ground at the same time.
Oh.
So the whole like, it'd be like if I did a front flip in here.
Yeah.
And my bone broke. Like you would hear the echo.
The whole thing.
Oh man. Echo throughout the whole gym. Everybody in the dance crew, like they don't want to be responsible for me breaking my ankle.
Yeah.
So we just like bought this gym as a dance crew, like so we own this and da 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 da, like talking about insurance policies and all that shit like that. It's like, no, it's not broken, it's not broken. So they got me walking.
Oh,
like that.
Man.
They throw me in the car because this girl who was interviewing me doesn't drive at the time, so I was gonna pick her up for her to interview me. So I gotta drop her off with a broken ankle.
You dropped her off?
Because they threw me in the car. They convinced me that my ankle was not broke. Like, even though my shit was like, it was an S, but they convinced me it wasn't broken. I was like, okay, it's just a bad sprain. Like, I finally drop her off. I get to the house and I'm in like cold sweats. Like, I have to call my roommate to like even get into the house. I called this chick. I was like, yo, like I just can't do this. Like, take me to the hospital.
You just trying to play it cool?
Yeah, shit was broke. Snapped. So fast forward to that though, like breaking my ankle through dancing kind of like reset my life basically. Okay. So I thought I was about to be like ABDC, like it's cats I was really dancing with, like fucking like Academy of Villains. We were like practicing with them. Far Side, who was on So You Think You Can Dance, like a host and all that. Like we were actually partying and like kicking in session. You know? So we were like, that's dope. It wasn't like we were too far fetched. Like the actual cousin who put me on is now actually dancing for the Niners and touring with I think it's Choo Choo Soul Circus for Disney. That's so dope. Like, you know, everything works out. But through dancing, like I said, I broke my ankle. It kind of reset my life to where I had to go, like, you know, like, what are you gonna do? Like, or do you really love dancing? And I really didn't. It was just something I kind of fell into because I fell out of love with music. For sure. So within that, like, I can't do anything, can't really work out. Like, all you can do is kind of listen to fucking music. You know what I mean? So like, it kind of put me back into like, yo, I need to start producing again, or I need to do something, bro. Like, have some studio sessions, falling in love with it, but still not seeing the money. And my dad wanted me to DJ in high school. I remember like this one weird ass conversation where he was like, you should DJ. But I was just trying to be Pharrell. I was trying to be Kanye West. I wasn't like, I'd never seen them DJ. I'd never seen them do those clubs. Like it wasn't it wasn't popular back then for like your favorite rapper to go to the club and DJ. Nah, like it's huge now. Yeah, everybody does it. I would have been
that's like a thing.
Yeah, I would have been super motivated if it was like that. Like but so I remember that conversation, and then one of my homies who used to dance was a DJ in Vegas, and we went to go to Vegas for my 21st birthday. For sure. And he's a DJ at XS, which is one of the biggest clubs out there. And I'm just watching him walk us in the club, like the biggest club ever. I'm just, what the fuck is going on? Mind blown, the waterfalls, the go-go dancers, like, and it kind of like, yo, like, this is it? Maybe this is what you should be, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe this is what you should be doing. And
DJs get hella love, dog.
bro,
Hella love.
like listen, I mean legit, like the whole, like it looked like a movie, like the whole, like you dap up the security guards,
Yeah.
they fucking push the doors open, like.
I just went to Vegas with Nap for E-Rock's birthday.
E-Rock is dope.
Yeah, he's mad dope. And I can't remember, I don't know the names of all the clubs, but it was a big club out there, and it's like same thing, like we're on stage, it's VIP,
Man,
like
yeah.
the fool could press a button and like smoke would just be like
Yeah.
like the shit was crazy. I was like, this shit is crazy. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely know the picture that you're painting.
Yeah, so that definitely motivated me. So I got back, I was like, you know what? Like, I talked to my dad. I want to become a DJ.
Yeah.
Like that, and he was like, okay, for sure. Like, it was just a conversation we had, and I believe that following year for my birthday, I woke up, like he got me a controller for my birthday. Like,
For
he
sure.
sent it to me, like got the little like, hey, Best Buy receipt on your email.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck is this? Like, I went to go pick it up. And then from there, bro, like, it was a wrap. Like, actually, one of my homies, Carmichael Simon, just sent me videos of me practicing, like, for the first time ever. I didn't know he still kept it. Like,
That's crazy.
just literally practicing shit. And I used to make terrible mixes and, like, you know, I was just fucking around with it.
Yeah.
Just trying to
How old
become
were you
good.
at this time?
22, 23?
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just trying to become, like, something, like, at the time.
Yeah.
I was still working for the YMCA, fucking around with it, and fast forward, I was letting my ex at the time, my ex now, her best friend live with us because she had rented some hard times.
Yeah.
She was moving out, and her friend that was moving her out is the owner of Dive Bar.
Oh wow.
And he's like, I wasn't even at the house. He just seen my DJ equipment on the fucking counter or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like asking her about me, and she was just like, yeah, you should let her. Like, and he just gave me a shout on Thursday.
Really?
Just because he's seen,
So
like,
your
never
first-
heard me.
Your
never.
first gig ever was at Dive Bar. How'd it go?
It was good. Like,
Really?
it wasn't bad. Like, I wasn't bad. In my mind, it could have went way worse.
For sure.
Because, like, I had DJ, like, little house parties. Like, you know, I had, like, the homies I went to EDC with and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
but I have a house party, like, for sure. I bring my
Yeah.
equipment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and people would tell me all the time, like, man, like, you're not that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, you're great. But people would be like, oh, you're not messing up. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, there's some comments where I'm
Nah,
like,
that's where I'm at. Podcasting career. They're like, oh, this is cool. I feel you.
yeah, so like I was there. So like after Dive Bar was cool, like I was able to kind of like find my niche, bro. Like just don't fuck up, like
Yeah.
don't think the show's about you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the owner was real, like Chris is like the co-owner, his dad is like the owner.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, so I do shirts. I make shirts. I make clothing.
Oh, so you for Dive
So
Bar.
I've actually worked on a project or two for Dive Bar. I haven't done
That's
business with him in a
funny.
few years, but I know I did like maybe 2 years ago. I did his draft shirts, and then I did all the employees just brought in garments. And I was the one who printed all the garments
That's
for the
wild.
employees.
That's dope.
So I
That's
met
dope.
all the employees. A lot of the Chacho's crew used to go over there after work, and that's how I met them. And then they found out I did shirts.
It's all a little circle because they go to like Chacho's and Dive Bar, and then they also go to Smokey's or something.
Yeah.
Like, all like a little like that's like a funny.
So kind of one thing about this podcast is I do want to add value.
Okay.
And
That's dope. Yeah.
so what are some things that you found? Maybe someone who's DJing or someone who's in business or someone who just even one of your fans. What do you think has helped make you? I don't want to be maybe more specific. What's a principle that you follow that keeps you, sustained and keeps you getting gigs and keeps you in the game? What's something that kind of your thing that's helped you stay successful so long?
One thing my dad always said, like, I mean, it's such a cliche statement, but like, stay true to yourself. Within the sense of like, I know my networking base. I know I have a big goal, and in some people's minds, it might seem like it's unobtainable, right?
Yeah.
But then I also have watched my dad, who doesn't have a father, doesn't know his dad,
Yeah.
raised by his great aunt, become this dude who's now wrote a #1 hit movie,
What movie?
Night School. So like, he wrote the movie Night School.
That's crazy.
So within like, but even like this happened within this year. So within that, like, you're talking about watching somebody's like hustle the whole entire time. So,
Yeah.
like, me and my dad, my freshman year, shared a 1-bedroom.
Wow.
So like, within that in Inglewood. So like, it was like a makeshift bedroom at that. Like, it was like every apartment looked normal, and then we had like the special ed apartment.
That's
like,
funny. That's cold blooded.
Like it was like cool though. Like it was like, it is what it is. Like,
Nah, I've been there. I've definitely been, when I was younger. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I just come from nothing. But if you know me, I'm a hustler. I have figured out how to create independent dollars, what I call it. I don't need a job to get money.
That's amazing, yeah.
But that does come from my mom always made sure I had food. My mom made sure I always had a roof over my head. But my mom would never give me $1. So, you know, if I wanted to go like get something to eat, she would make me a sandwich. Like it was never like it just sounded weird. Didn't it sound weird?
It was like
she never I don't know why it's reverbing like that, but she never just put me on. Hold on, we got some sound technical difficulties. I don't know why it sounds like that. Let me turn it down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, she just never handed me $1. So I had to learn how to create money. But I came from, me and my mom lived in a 1-bedroom.
Okay.
And I would go to my grandma's house. Like my mom, I'm not gonna get into my mom's story, but like I would just have to, sometimes I would have to go to my grandma's to eat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I come from a place of where I had to learn to survive. You know, so I seen myself come from the bottom. I see my family come from the bottom. My mom has real estate. My mom has all types of stuff now. So
it's when you see stuff like that, you feel like nothing can stop you. Like it's like just like you said, like I don't have the worst childhood, nothing like that. Like, it's just funny when you get older, you realize that your parents did what you had to do. Like summertime, like I know I had to like spend it with my dad, and then like sometimes I just be with my uncle. Like I call my Uncle Terry like my Uncle Phil. Like he was like living in Elk Grove. Like it was like this big house. They had the pool in the backyard. Like they always had food. Like you know what I mean? Like
they always had food.
Like, you know what I mean? But like you know what I mean? Like everybody had food, but like it's like a certain type of food. Like, but you open the pantry and like everything is organized to the T.
I remember going like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I remember going to my boy's house because I came from LA and I moved out to San Jose where there's just a bunch of white people. It's just facts. And I remember spending the night at my boy Daniel's house, and I remember opening his mom opened the door and she's like, "Do you guys want some Coca-Cola and some Oreos?" I said, "What's that?" I said, "What are these?" You know, and she just had food on deck, and I just never came. I came from like not a bad, but like my mom would just have a home cooked meal, and that's what it was.
When you realized your snacks.
I didn't really have snacks. I never really. It was leftovers. I never had I literally had leftovers.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a bad childhood, but it was just like humble beginnings. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah,
so like when you have humble beginnings, there's a certain type of mindset I believe you have that like nothing can really stop you from doing what you're trying to do. So when you I say true to yourself, I mean that like have a vision and don't let nobody deter you from it, because you're gonna have people tell you like just accept. I'm pretty sure somebody suggested things about your podcast like, oh, you should do this, or oh, you should do this, or you should interview this person, or maybe you should like. But I think that if you have your own vision and you stay to it, like you're gonna be less stressed out. Because you're doing what you want to do. You're not like trying to fulfill somebody else's envisionment, and you're not gonna like be deterred. You're not gonna like. I know what I want to do. I want to play hip hop music, and I play hood music at times. Period. I'm from Richmond. I'm from Inglewood. I'm going to put my culture, or my experiences into my craft. It is what it is.
I think, to be honest, that's what I like about. You're probably one of my favorite DJs because I feel like I get the most uncut listening experience with you. I feel like you're like you kind of the Bay Area has like we have like your San Francisco DJs. Then you have like. You know, just the Bay Area, they play a lot of like, I love Mac Dre, I love everything, but you get stuck to where all you're hearing is like the main top Mac Dre songs. I fuck with everybody. Like there's no way I'm gonna sit here and disrespect anyone. But you know, I feel like with you, I'm gonna hear like some raw ass. What's my boy? You play this all the time, Fedego. Like you're gonna hear some raw Chief Keef, or you're just gonna hear tracks that. When you're alone and you're just getting hyphy by yourself, and no one plays those tracks. And whenever I listen to your set, sometimes I come on Sundays just to hear your set.
I appreciate that.
And I'm just like, damn, this shit is hard. But it's the stuff that you don't get to hear nowhere else. Like no other club. But I also like that you presented yourself in such a way that it's not like when you play that like fights are breaking out. Like it's such a it's done in an elegant way to where we're gonna turn up, but it's still a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I feel like killing everybody.
After somebody gets shot, I play Ja Rule.
Like
where would I be without you? So like,
Or, you feel me? Like you know how to modulate.
We try to balance it because like I said like. I wear pink for 2 different reasons. Like
we do have to talk about that.
So it's like sounds really random, but I wear pink for 2 different reasons. One for breast cancer awareness. I've been affected by it twice, so I try to like. I was told basically if you have a platform, Just
Yeah.
this is one, and every time I'm DJing, that's a platform. Every time somebody sees me, it's a platform to stand for something.
For sure.
And so therefore, like, if every time somebody sees me and they go like, oh, like, why is he wearing pink? And I can like address like, oh, breast cancer awareness, and somebody go gets a mammogram, or somebody goes like, calls and checks on somebody who has breast, you know, just something along those lines.
For sure.
Then cool, I'm doing my job. Period, point. I don't care what the effects are. And I love Dipset back in the day.
Yeah.
Period.
So that's the second reason.
Yeah, that's the second reason. Like, that's the second reason. I was like the guy who had like the pink button ups in high school. And all that. I used to love Dipset.
Dipset is still hard. I still fuck with everybody from Dipset. Cameron is probably one of my favorite entrepreneurs. Like he's and don't really quote me on this, but I like him because he reminds me of myself in the sense that he's not in no business suit, but he does business. Like he owns franchises. I almost want to guarantee that the clothing that's coming out is coming from Cameron.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? He's always been such a crazy business-minded person, and I respected him for that. And the reason he even wore pink is because he knew it would sell records.
Man, it's like, my thing about them is also like they had such a kick down the door mentality. Like coming in the game when Jay-Z was the hottest artist, and you're beefing with one of the hottest artists, and you're still selling records, and you have a cult-like following, and it was more like kind of, I have a fuck you mentality, but not like a fuck you mentality. Meaning like, if I believe in myself and I believe in a situation, you tell me I can't do it, fuck you. Yeah. Period. Plain and blank. And so like, I don't let anybody get in my way about that. Jim Jones has said like, POME, which is like product of my environment. And I truly try to put that in everything I do. Like I'm not trying to kick on like, oh, I'm from Richmond, so I'm gonna fuck shit up. That's the stereotype about it. But like, no, I'm gonna show you that I'm from Richmond. I can do what I'm doing in a classy way and still present you like what the environment is. It's still real.
I respect it. So for me, honestly, that statement like resonates so much. Stay true to yourself, and really, because like as a black man, you know, I don't feel like no one's ever taught me like, hey, you should go to the store and buy some podcast equipment and some lighting equipment and invest in a camera and invest in seminars and invest in, you know. And so I feel like I'm such a weirdo and such a like I could have all this stuff that's bringing you this podcast and bringing you this presentation. I promise you, I could have went and bought a dope ass chain. I promise you, off top. You know what I'm saying?
I think about it every other day.
Like I could have been in the club. I could have been in the club tonight shining. But I've taken a path to where it's like, hey, I'd much rather invest in something that can add value to someone's life.
Man, say it.
And that's something that I feel like for me, I've had to stay true to myself. And I've had to cut off things in my life that were roadblocks for me. You know, and it's beautiful to see the results, but a lot of people, like, if you feel like if you and all your boys are doing something and you just in your heart, you're just like, this shit does not feel right, get out of the situation.
Facts, man.
Write down what you really want to do. Facts. Put yourself in the situation, because you don't know what doors are going to be open.
Bank on yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
When you're true to yourself, you can bank on yourself. Like, I've left club situations knowing I did not have another club offering me nothing.
Yeah, my girl's calling me. I gotta answer this.
I feel that. That's real important. I've left club situations knowing that my talent would get me somewhere else. Like, if I was able to succeed in your club, you can't tell me I cannot succeed in somebody else's.
Nah, for sure.
So it might take me asking them now instead of you asking me, but I'm gonna eventually make it happen.
For sure.
And that's kind of how my career worked out. So like, it took me a little longer to get to where I was getting to because I was stubborn, but it worked.
So I have two questions. You can answer them however you want.
Okay.
But my first question, from the last podcast I did, my buddy talked about intent. And he said life is pretty much what you intend to do. Yes. And intent is one of the biggest things. You know, and it kind of leads into the second question, like what's next for you? What are you really what's your goal when it comes to this DJ and this music thing? And you know, because you're already killing it, so do you want to do bigger venues?
Yeah, my goal is to have a residency in Vegas. By when, I don't really have a timeline, but I have like a situation where like, hey, the next 3 years you at least need to be active in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then whether I have a residency by then or not, we'll see or not. But I feel like it's a step-by-step process. So
why Vegas, and why is that the goal?
I feel like Vegas is like Vegas is to DJs what LA is to actors.
Okay.
And what Silicon Valley is to your engineers, your
For
tech,
sure.
you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I agree.
That so like if you're trying to make some money and make a living, Vegas is where it's at. What if, like I was just telling your partner actually outside, like if I was able to be booked in Vegas as much as I am in the Bay Area,
yeah,
I'd be good.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, I mean, I'm not saying like I'd be like, oh, I'm done, like I'm fine,
Yeah.
but like financially and all the above, I'd be content.
Yeah, no, well, Vegas, you can out in Vegas, if you get a couple of bands, like you could have a dope ass spot.
That's
You
the
could
point I'm
have
saying,
a
yeah.
you
The
could have
scale
a
is
dope
different.
ass. Yeah, the scale is way
so
different
out there.
And you know, and Vegas don't stop.
Yeah,
So it's like there's always work. Like
it's crazy because like it's a rarity that you can move into a city that you love and make more money for doing